Part 60. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 591. The yin-yang lake is filled with spiritual energy, with all kinds of brilliance blooming in it, and endless life energy flowing out. Several demon kings around him started talking after hearing Qin Feng's arrogant words. "Let me go, this kid dares to challenge two demon kings. The two demon kings join forces, I'm afraid this kid won't be able to survive until he's a scumbag." The demon kings in the field used their spiritual thoughts to communicate. They looked at Qin Feng as if they were looking at a fool. Boom! In the blink of an eye, the demon dragon king and the pangolin both erupted into terrifying demonic aura and flooded towards Qin Feng. Everyone present felt the momentum of the two demon kings, as if they had seen Qin Feng's ending. The two demon kings joined forces, and even they couldn't resist it, so they could only end up running away. Chi! A sneer appeared on Qin Feng's face. Facing the attacks of the two demon kings, he was fearless. In his palm, he took out the Earth Immortal superior weapon, the Six Paths Immortal Sword. With the Six Paths Immortal Sword, he suddenly slashed forward. The blazing sword light broke through the space and slashed at the Demon King first. Puff! The Six Paths Immortal Sword destroyed the heaven and earth, its power was unstoppable, and it cut off the Demon King's arm on the spot. The arm lost its transformation energy in mid-air and turned into a dragon's claw, falling between the mountains. The Jiao Demon King from the fifth heaven of the princes suffered heavy losses as soon as he came face to face with him. In front of Qin Feng, he had no power to resist. Hiss! The other demon kings present all had their eyes widened, all of them dumbfounded and in disbelief. The demon king of dragons in the fifth heaven of the princes has a very famous reputation in the Yin and Yang Valley. With such a level of cultivation, one of his claws was destroyed in one move. This is too terrifying. Escape from my hands. If you don't hide quickly, you dare to mess with me. You really don't want to live or die. Qin Feng stepped on the counter-immortal step and slashed forward with 6 immortal swords. He used the earthly immortal martial arts skills and performed the reincarnation sword technique. The terrifying sword light shattered the void. At this moment, the Jiao Demon King turned pale with horror. Facing such attacks, he could only resist with all his strength. However, it is a pity that he still underestimated Qin Feng's strength. The Six Paths Immortal Sword used the reincarnation sword technique, and its combat power was superimposed several times. It wanted to devour everything and drag the Demon King into hell. Puff! In an instant, the Dragon Demon King was cut in half by Qin Feng's Six Paths Immortal Sword. The body fell directly into the sky and became a huge dragon corpse, and its soul was quickly shattered. I'll go. The Dragon Demon King died without any power to fight back. What a terrifying weapon! Could it be an earthly immortal weapon? The Demon Kings present were all stunned. With just one sword, they directly killed the Dragon Demon King. This level of power was so terrifying that they couldn't help themselves. At this moment, the pangolin's face also showed a look of horror. The Demon King, who was still alive just now, died in front of it, making it pale and extremely frightened. It's your turn. Qin Feng was calm and calm. His footsteps sounded mysterious. He once again held the six-path sword and rushed towards the pangolin. Nima. At this moment, the pangolin was extremely panicked. The performance of the Jiao Demon King told it that it was definitely no match for Qin Feng on its own. If you don't all join together and kill this human boy, you can't even get the magic medicine as long as he's here. Pangolin suddenly shouted loudly, encouraging everyone to take action with him. When the surrounding demon kings heard this, some were very moved, but in the end they did not take action. After all, their relationship with pangolins is not good. When a pangolin dies, they have one less opponent to compete with them for the elixir. Buzz! The Six Paths Immortal Sword swept over and instantly made the pangolin's face change violently. He found that he could not move at all. What's going on? The pangolin was extremely horrified. He felt snow falling all over his body and the temperature dropped sharply. His face was filled with fear. It turned out that Qin Feng activated Frozen 1,000 miles in an instant. Although it only had an instant effect, it was enough. His Six Paths Immortal Sword directly penetrated the pangolin's body and killed it on the spot. Not far away, the faces of some demon kings were full of horror. There were some human demon kings who wanted to kill Qin Feng just now. They are very lucky that they were not bewitched by pangolins, otherwise they would have followed in the footsteps of pangolins. There are still people who want to take action, so it's best to consider the consequences. Qin Feng held the Six-Path Immortal Sword, and his momentum soared into the sky. He stared at the demon kings around him, and burst out with powerful killing intent. Gudong! Some demon kings around were so frightened that they gasped, but more of them were unmoved at all. Seeing that no one stood up, Qin Feng stepped forward and came to the front of the restriction. Following Qin Feng's action, some demon kings became nervous. They still remembered that Qin Feng said 7 days ago that he could break the restriction. But as time went by, they discovered that Qin Feng was just observing and had no intention of cracking the formation. Just when everyone thought that Qin Feng would not be able to crack the formation, he suddenly moved. Qin Feng pushed his speed to the limit, and in the blink of an eye, he entered the Yin-Yang Lake. Due to Qin Feng's movement, which was incredibly fast, his whole body turned into a ray of light. When everyone looked at Qin Feng, they found that he was close to the fairy medicine. Brush. Qin Feng sealed the elixir in the jade box and then threw it into his own space. This immortal medicine is enough to transform the dragon horse, but not now, the trouble has just begun. This kid is so cunning. It turns out that he can really break the restriction of Qingxian Patriarch. The surrounding demon kings were all stunned. Qin Feng successfully put away the immortal medicine and asked them all to take action. As long as they get this immortal medicine, they may break through the perfect realm of the princes and become a veritable demon king. Therefore, this immortal medicine is too tempting for them. You can't let this kid run away. I'll help you. At this moment, all the demon kings took action. They rushed over from the top of the mountain, joined forces, and each used fierce means to kill Qin Feng. Qin Feng just broke out of the restriction, and the demon king's attacks came. The terrifying killers shook the world and made Yin-Yang Lake riot. The endless vitality of heaven and earth was boiling, and it seemed to be burning here. All kinds of magic weapons and weapons were summoned towards Qin Feng. These demon kings put aside their grudges and attacked Qin Feng together, wanting to kill him in the mountains. Looking for death. At this moment, Qin Feng's eyes burst into a strong murderous intent. He decided to clear the threat in Yin-Yang Valley for the Bingling clan, just as a reward for the Bingling clan sending him 2 saints. Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbs feed -01, container, tabula below article feed, placement, below article feed, target. Type, mix. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 592. Qin Feng's eyes suddenly turned cold, and a stone axe appeared in his hand in an instant. This stone axe looked extremely old and seemed to break at a touch. However, it exuded an ancient and vast breath. It was the stone axe of the sky. Boy, you don't think that this broken axe can kill us? An axe that will rot at any time, you also want to compete with us? It's really overestimating your ability. The surrounding demon kings all laughed. In their eyes, the stone axe of the sky that Qin Feng took out was just an extremely ordinary broken axe, which didn't look great. You will cry later. Qin Feng was not in a hurry. He held the stone axe of the sky, feeling the vast power in it, and the corners of his mouth curved. The power of the stone axe of the sky was more terrifying than his Pango's foot at that time. If this axe was chopped down, these demon kings would definitely die here, without any suspense. Swish. Qin Feng's arms were bulging with muscles, and he waved the stone axe of the sky and chopped forward. In an instant, a vast and unpredictable force swept through the sky, and the terrifying might caused the sand and rocks to fly in the Yin-Yang Valley. The formation that was about to collapse could no longer protect the Yin-Yang Lake at this moment, and it was shattered in an instant. Endless Yin-Yang Qi rotated in the air, blooming a mysterious and terrifying energy wave, causing the place to tremble violently and spread endless cracks. A demon king screamed in an instant, his face became extremely ugly, and he suddenly found that he was in the air and could not move at all. How is it possible? The demon king was horrified in his heart. He looked up at the stone axe that was pressing down on him, and his face was full of fear. He struggled with all his strength, trying to move, and even mobilized all his strength, just to move himself out. However, with the axe pressing down, it was like a vast sacred mountain, making him unable to move at all. Puff! This seemingly old axe, with its sharp edge, instantly smashed the demon king into pieces in the void, killing him on the spot. In just less than a breath, a demon king from the vassal realm was decisively killed by Qin Feng, which made the remaining demon kings present all show horror. The demon kings present all looked at each other. They had already made their move, and it was too late to stop. In an instant, countless weapons and magic treasures all greeted Qin Feng, with a mighty aura that shook the world and a chill that swept across the fields. All those who dare to attack me will die. Qin Feng held the Kaishan stone axe in his hand, and his heart was full of excitement. The Kaishan stone axe was so powerful that the existence of the vassal realm was like an ant. Even the great king could not compete with the Kaishan stone axe. More importantly, the energy of the Kaishan stone axe was unlimited within an hour. In other words, he could kill these demon kings at leisure, and then wait for 12 days before triggering it again. Boy, this weapon is obviously not suitable for your realm, and you will definitely suffer a great backlash. Yes, this stone axe is so terrifying, and the energy consumed must be extremely amazing. As long as we dodge it, your true energy will be severely consumed, and the only outcome is death. The demon kings all looked uncertain, they sneered and took a defensive posture. In their opinion, the conditions for using the Kaishan stone axe must be extremely difficult. As long as they dodge the first wave, they will have a chance to kill the opponent. By then, they will have a terrifying stone axe in their hands, and they will definitely be able to exert 100% of its power, which will increase their combat effectiveness. With you alone, I'm afraid you won't be able to wait until my divine power is exhausted. Qin Feng's eyes flashed with cold light, and he stepped on the Nixian step and came to the sky above these demon kings in an instant. Puff! The stone axe of the sky slashed downwards with extremely strong power. A terrifying edge flashed by, and the two demon kings who were unable to dodge were slashed by Qin Feng in an instant. The axe light in the air seemed to have become the light of the sky and earth. Such a terrifying light of the sky, with its power reaching the sky and the earth, was not something that such a demon king could resist. Soon, another demon king screamed, and instantly transformed into his original form in the air and fell between the mountains. Once again, a strong man was killed, which completely stunned the demon kings present. All the demon kings changed their faces and were extremely frightened. The demon kings in the Yin-Yang Valley were very close in strength, but such a realm was killed on the spot in Qin Feng's hands before they could even last a round, which made them all stunned. Swish! Suddenly, a blazing fire burst out from under Qin Feng's feet, and in an instant, there was a black flame that submerged him in it. At this moment, one of the demon kings laughed loudly and said, "Ha ha ha, even if you have a magic weapon in your hand, what can you do? You will eventually die under my burning flames." A demon wolf king, with a cold light in his pupils, stared at the flames, as if he had foreseen Qin Feng's fall. However, Qin Feng, who was in the black flames, did not scream. He was suspended there without any discomfort. Such flames could not hurt Qin Feng at all. What's going on? The Demon Wolf King was stunned. He looked unbelievable. His flames were extremely powerful. Even ordinary demon kings dared not touch them casually. However, the boy in front of him was directly swallowed by the flames, and there was no change at all, which made him incomprehensible. Your flame is too low level, it is useless to me. Qin Feng sneered. He raised his legs and stepped out of the flames. At this time, he was unharmed, and even his hair was not curled. Compared with his Suzaku Divine Fire, the black flame in front of him was too low grade. This is impossible. The Demon Wolf King's face changed drastically. He used the strongest magical flame, but it could not affect the opponent, which made him completely desperate. Your flame is too far behind. Qin Feng's heart moved, and a Suzaku Divine Talisman appeared between his palms and fingers. Under the blessing of the Nine Forbidden, the Suzaku Divine Talisman instantly swooped towards the Demon Wolf King. At this moment, the Suzaku Divine Talisman was affected by the Kaishin Stone Axe and suppressed the Demon Wolf King in an instant. The next moment, the endless and terrifying divine flame swept across the world and directly swallowed up the Demon Wolf King. Ah, ouch! The Demon Wolf King let out an extremely painful scream, and then rolled over without causing any ripples. The Demon Wolf King was burned to the point that not even a bone was left, and turned into ashes. Then the wind blew, blowing even the ashes away. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 593. It was said slowly, but it actually happened in an instant. The powerful Demon Wolf King was killed by Qin Feng in an instant, which made the other Demon Kings present all feel unreal. Ding, congratulations to the host, you have successfully used the Diamond Scratch card and obtained 10,000 Wuxiang pills. After killing 3 Demon Kings, only 1 Diamond Scratch card appeared on the spot. Qin Feng picked it up and obtained Wuxiang pills. Listening to the system's prompt sound, Qin Feng was quite satisfied. He had entered the Wuxiang realm, and what he wanted was Wuxiang pills. At this moment, there was a dead silence near Yunyang Valley. The other Demon Kings were all scared out of their wits. The scene in front of them was too terrifying, giving them an extremely unreal feeling. A group of Demon Kings who were rampant in the valley all fell, which made them no longer have the heart to resist. For a moment, the Demon Kings who had just attacked Qin Feng instantly pierced through the void and fled to the distance. However, Qin Feng had already decided to help the Bingling clan solve the problem, so he would never give the Demon King a chance. As his mind moved in the void, the Kaishin stone axe slashed a sharp edge and became the only one between heaven and earth. Boom! The void was trembling, and the Kaishin stone axe killed the 4 Demon Kings in the air on the spot, turning them into blood mist. This terrifying scene gave people an extremely unreal feeling. In the air, there were only dozens of big demons who did not attack Qin Feng. They stood there in a daze, with unknown liquid pouring down between their thighs, and almost collapsed on the ground. Qin Feng did not have the intention to kill these big demons. They did not attack Qin Feng, so they all saved their lives. Everyone, can I leave? Qin Feng's face was very calm. He was suspended in the air, and his white Taoist robe fluttered without being stained with a trace of dust. Under his gaze, dozens of big monsters present did not dare to look at Qin Feng. They were trembling with fear, and no one dared to say a word. After seeing Qin Feng's terrifying power like a killing god, how could they dare to speak, let alone stop Qin Feng from leaving? Since you have no objection, then I will leave. Qin Feng smiled slightly, holding the stone axe of the sky, and left here calmly under the gaze of many monster kings. Not long after, Qin Feng met with Zuk, Yeching Cheng, Bing Yuer, and Bing Yaya. The five of them rode on peacocks and flew into the air, ready to leave the secret realm. Soon, they came to the exit where they entered the secret realm at the beginning, just when Qin Feng wanted to break the ban and return to the second floor. The entrance of this secret realm suddenly shook violently, followed by dozens of lights flashing, and a group of people appeared on the third floor of the secret realm. The leader had an ordinary appearance and a not so outstanding figure, but his eyes were very sharp and his strength was unfathomable. Although Kong Nian was wrong, he is my brother and cannot die in vain, so I want you to pay for your life. The young man spoke calmly, but his expression was quite shocking. A gleam of light burst out from his eyes and he locked onto Qin Feng directly. Kong Nian? Are you from the Kongxian clan? In an instant, Qin Feng understood everything. The person in front of him should be the pride of the Kongxian clan, and the other party broke into the third level of the secret realm for him. This person was none other than the mysterious and powerful young man of the Kongxian clan, the Holy Son Kong Di. Just after Kong Nian, Kong Yun, and his party were all killed by Qin Feng, the news immediately spread to the Kongxian clan. This incident shocked the high-level members of the Kongxian clan. As a dignified Nanling Holy Land, none of the cultivators sent to the secret realm to train returned. This was a huge event. If they fail to handle this situation properly, it will inevitably cause the reputation of the Kongxian clan to suffer. Therefore, the Kongxian clan immediately recalled the Saint Kong Di who was training outside, and asked him to lead a pair of young strong men to rush directly to the Qingxian secret realm. In the Qingxian secret realm, Kong Di and others got the portrait of Qin Feng, and even learned that he had entered the secret realm of the third floor. Therefore, after a few days of preparation, he, who had a very high attainment in formation, broke the ban on the third floor and broke into the third floor directly. Just after entering the third floor, they collided with Qin Feng head-on, which was like a gunpowder barrel, instantly detonating the atmosphere in the field. 7 or 8 days have passed since Kong Nian was killed. If Qin Feng had not met the people of the Kongxian clan here, he would have almost forgotten about this matter. What a big tone! Qin Feng showed a sneer at the corner of his mouth. He was just about to rush out of the third floor when he met these uninvited guests, which made him feel very unhappy. He was about to run out of the secret realm and help Longma complete the evolution of Can. Moreover, he could return to the Holy Land to see his lovely little apprentice. But at this moment, someone was blind and blocked his steps, which made him feel very bad. Kong Di casually threw a portrait in his hand to the monk behind him. He was sure that the young man in front of him was Qin Feng he was looking for. "Brother, let me meet him first." Next to Kong Di, a young monk from the Kongxian clan said. He saw that Qin Feng's cultivation was at the first level of Wuxiang, and his face was very unfriendly. How did such a low-level monk defeat Kong Nian and others? This made him extremely confused. In his opinion, with Qin Feng's strength, he was not even worthy of carrying Kong Nian's shoes. "You are not his opponent." An old man beside Kong Di stopped the young cultivator directly. Although he was a cultivator in the Quasi-Lord realm, his combat power was slightly worse than Kong Nian and others. Even Kong Nian was wiped out by Qin Feng. If this cultivator took action, it would be a first kill. Although the young cultivator was very angry, he was very dissatisfied with Qin Feng's low realm. As the pride of the Kongxian clan, he must have a strong chance of winning by crushing the enemy with a great realm. Isn't this a merit? It doesn't matter, you go, he can't hurt you. Kong Di said on the side, his long black hair was loose, and he had full confidence in himself. As one of the holy sons of the Kongxian clan, his strength was very terrible, and his speed was extremely fast. In his opinion, Qin Feng in front of him was a whole realm lower than himself. He believed that with his presence, he could completely save his own cultivator before he was defeated. Otherwise, With his status as the holy son of the Kongxian clan, if even the powerful cultivators of the two realms of the feudal lords could not save a person from the other party, then it would be too shameful for him as the holy son, so he should not stay in Nanling. Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbspeed -01, container, tabula below article thumbnail -300x250, placement, below article thumbnail -300x250, target. Type, mix. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 594. Boy, let me see what methods you have. How dare you offend my Kongxian clan? The monk from the Kongxian clan got the promise from the Holy Sun. He immediately shouted loudly and stood out from the crowd. You want to see what I can do? Fine. Qin Feng was too lazy to say any more nonsense. He directly raised his palm and slapped it forward instantly. Under the blessing of the nine forbiddens, the energy in his hand reached its extreme, and he slapped the monk from the Kongxian clan on the face. Puff. The monk from the Kongxian clan had no time to stop him and was sent flying by Qin Feng. His teeth and blood spurted out in an instant. He had no time to display his quasi-noble cultivation. Many monks of the Kongxian clan were all shocked. They were sent flying away without even stopping a single move. If this matter spread, it would be a huge embarrassment to the Kongxian clan. Even Kong Di, the holy son of the Kongxian clan, was slightly stunned. Although the palm Qin Feng struck just now was extremely powerful, he could clearly feel that it did not have any killing intent, so he did not stop it. More importantly, in his opinion, such an ordinary palm could be stopped by his junior brother's cultivation. But what happened was counterproductive. The monk didn't react at all and was shot away. He really didn't know what to say. Everyone present showed strange expressions and stared at Qin Feng in the field. No one expected that Qin Feng would be so decisive. The moment the words fell, he took this palm. I was careless and didn't dodge. You have no moral ethics. The monk from the Kongxian clan got up from the field, his face swollen, and he was extremely unconvinced. In his opinion, Qin Feng took action before he was ready. It was just a sneak attack on him, which was really disrespectful of martial ethics. Come again. The monk stood there, his whole body covered with light. After all, he was also a genius of the Kongxian clan. He couldn't even stop the opponent's move, which made him feel aggrieved. Is there such a weird request? Qin Feng's footsteps moved, and he disappeared from where he was in an instant, and then returned to where he was. Crack. Immediately afterwards, another harsh sound came, and the monk of the Peacock clan screamed again and was shot away by Qin Feng. Look, you are ready. It's not impossible. Qin Feng stood there and spread his hands helplessly. This scene shocked the other young monks of the Kongxian clan and did not dare to say anything more. Ah, I'm going to kill you. The monk was knocked away by Qin Feng again, which made him extremely angry. Heavy screens of light surged from his body, like a ghost, and he quickly rushed towards Qin Feng to regain his place. It's hopeless. Qin Feng shook his head helplessly, and a heavy screen of light surged from his body, and he instantly had murderous intent. Boom! Qin Feng raised his hand and struck a heaven-shaking seal. The heaven-shaking seal was filled with immeasurable light and instantly suppressed the monk. The terrifying power was extremely powerful. At this moment, Kong Di couldn't stay any longer. He felt that Qin Feng's heaven-shaking hand seal was extremely terrifying. With the strength of the monk, it was completely unstoppable. Dare you? Kong Di let out a soft sigh, his steps were strange, and he immediately slapped a palm, trying to block this move for his junior brother. However, Qin Feng's heaven-shaking seal suddenly accelerated. Under the blessing of the nine forbiddens, it was more powerful than before. It suddenly pressed on the monk, killing him on the spot and turning him into a blood mist. At the same time, Qin Feng's free palm shot out a light palm, which collided hard with Kong Di. There was a huge explosion sound between the heaven and the earth, and the two people were separated at the first touch. They all stepped back 5 steps away, and they were evenly matched. How is this possible? There was a sound of gasping all around, and many monks from the Kongxian clan were all shocked. Even the holy son of their own family could not stop Qin Feng's palm and save their senior brother. At this moment, the place was completely silent, and no one dared to speak. Qin Feng beheaded his junior brother in front of Kong Di. There is no doubt that this was a blow to his dignity. Just now, Kong Di vowed that he could stop Qin Feng and save his junior brother. Qin Feng killed his junior brother right in front of him, which was a slap in his face. At this moment, light burst out from Kong Di's body, a terrifying cold light flowed from his eyes, and the killing intent in his heart surged. He is a feared holy son. It is said that he showed his prominence among the Kongxian clan when he was young. There are countless geniuses who have died in his hands. With such strength, he is also at the forefront among the young generation in Nanling. Who dares to mess with him? He is known as the Nanling Ancient Holy Land and one of the most terrifying people in the future. However, just now, the words he sent out were not fulfilled. Qin Feng beheaded his junior brother directly in front of him, which made his eyes extremely scary. Seeing brother holy son like this, the monks of the Kongxian clan felt their hearts skip a beat. This was the first time they saw their senior brother holy son so angry. They all focused their attention on senior brother Shenzi. They knew that senior brother Shenzi who behaved like this would definitely use thunderous methods. On the back of the peacock, the 4 people were all very surprised, and as the goddess of the Assassin's divine dynasty and the saint of the Suzaku Holy Land, the 2 of them could not calm down. The 2 of them had heard of Kong Di, the saint of the Kongxian clan. This person was very outstanding in Nanling. Some of the proud daughters of the Holy Land were all attracted to him and wanted to marry the saint of the clan. The other party's combat power was extremely strong. Among the many saints of Nanling, he was also among the best and had made a great reputation. At this moment, Qin Feng actually faced such a terrifying saint of the Holy Land, which made the 2 of them sweat for Qin Feng. On the other hand, Qin Feng was very calm. He stood in front of the 4 people without any fear at all. "Boy, I heard that you are the son of the Holy Land of Suzaku and the descendant of the Qin clan of the ancient Holy Land. Today, I will break your myth of invincibility and kill you here." Kong Di stepped on the ground and walked forward step by step in the crowd. The ground was shaking and a mysterious Taoism appeared. When Kong Di was more than 10 meters away from Qin Feng, he stopped and shot 2 cold rays in his pupils, staring at Qin Feng in front of him. Qin Feng also responded with his fiery eyes. His eyes emitted 2 beams of light, colliding with Kong Di's sight. Sparks flashed between them, spreading boundless power and crackling. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 595. Where did the cats and dogs come from? Qin Feng was quite calm. He stared at Kong Di in front of him, looking down at him, his murderous intent clearly revealed. Qin Feng really didn't know brother Kong. He just saw that he had a very good temperament. It seemed that he should be the holy son of the Kongxian clan, but he really didn't know him. "I'm Kindi." Kong Di's eyes were captivating. He rose from the ground, looked down at Qin Feng from a high position, and his murderous intent was revealed. "Sorry, I haven't heard of it." A sneer appeared at the corner of Qin Feng's mouth. He really didn't know much about the holy sons of some holy places in the ancient continent. Behind Kong Di, the brothers and sisters who came with him were all very frightened. Kong Di was the holy son of the Kongxian clan and had a very famous reputation. The young man in front of them actually dared to say that they didn't know each other, which made them stunned. "Holy son, this man killed our Kongxian clan and a group of young monks. You must avenge them and establish the prestige of our Kongshian clan. Behind Kong Di, an old man said coldly. He was the servant of Kong Nian and others and had watched them grow up. However, Qin Feng actually killed Kong Nian and the others. Such an encounter really made him gnash his teeth and wish he could eat their flesh. Of course, I will definitely kill him. Kong Di spoke indifferently, and a powerful wind floated around him. Qin Feng killed a monk in front of him, which was a slap in the face and made him extremely angry. You're not qualified yet. When Qin Feng faced the holy son of the Kongshian clan, his expression was extremely calm, without any trace of nervousness. Being an enemy of my clan, Kongshian, doesn't know how high the world is. Kong Di let out a long roar. He raised his hand and slapped Qin Feng. Golden light flowed between his palms, which was extremely tyrannical. Bang! Qin Feng was happy and unafraid. He struck back with his palms, and the light of the moon flowed from his palms. He collided hard with the opponent and made a loud sound. The boundless energy and blood were surging, and there was a rumbling sound. The two of them exchanged blows, and even the void spread endless ripples. You can imagine how terrifying the physiques of the two people are. A fierce battle is about to break out. They are flying in mid-air, with the power to swallow mountains and rivers, and their combat power is fully exploded. The energy of Taiyan spreads between Qin Feng's palms and fingers, causing the temperature in the void to drop sharply. This is a technique that Qin Feng evolved from the divine form of Kunpeng, and it belongs to the true energy of Taiyan. Such terrifying power made Kong Di's eyes freeze. This black energy directly eroded his energy waves, causing his palms to vibrate, expelling the Taiyan qi. At this moment, Kong Di stared at the Taiyan qi between Qin Feng's palms, his eyes extremely captivating. Such terrifying energy light waves are so powerful. If he could learn such martial arts, it would be enough to double his strength again. After just one meeting, Kong Di suffered a secret loss, which made him feel very unhappy. As the Holy Son, he did not think that he was weaker than the opponent, so he struck Qin Feng with one palm again, wanting to fight Qin Feng at close quarters and decide the winner with his physical body. Qin Feng was fearless. In his hands, the power of the lunar sky was once again filled and he shot forward, and the lunar light was flying all over the sky. 5-color divine light. At this moment, 5 colors of divine light filled the space between Kong Di's palms, making his entire palm sparkle and tremble forward. The collision of unimaginable power caused waves to spread out in the void. The 5-color divine light actually gained the upper hand. As the innate magical power of the Kongshian clan, it actually extinguished Qin Feng's Taiyan qi. Base. Qin Feng shook his fingers repeatedly, and the Taiyan qi in his hand instantly changed into sun qi. As the lunar and sun intertwined, Qin Feng's palm was densely covered with a Kunpeng divine form. This Kunpeng divine form was compressed between his palms and collided with Kong Di's palm. Boom! A deafening roar came out, spreading ripples between the two people, and the terrifying wind swept in all directions, causing all the monks present to retreat again and again, not daring to bear the overflowing fluctuations. Many monks from the Kongshian clan in the distance were shocked. Qin Feng, with his cultivation level of Wuxiang first level heaven, was actually comparable to the saint son of the second level heaven of their Kongshian clan. Such terrifying qualifications are really extraordinary. Kong Di is extremely conceited. In the physical collision with Qin Feng, he actually couldn't defeat him, which made him really angry. He has always believed that his physical body is not weaker than that of others. How can the insignificant boy in front of him compare to him? Crack! Kong Di did not believe in evil, and the golden light filled his palms again and struck Qin Feng. At this moment, Qin Feng compressed the energy in his palm, he used the 9 forbidden domain, and a loud noise came from the world. In an instant, red blood splashed, and Kong Di's palm was violently shattered by Qin Feng, and blood flew everywhere. Kill! Kong De let out a long roar, and the bleeding on his injured palm instantly stopped. Then a burst of light flashed, and not even a single scar was left on his palm. Such a powerful vitality made some big demons who were paying attention to Qin Feng's movements in the distance feel frightened. Such terrifying healing power, the physical body is so powerful, far beyond the bodies of big monsters like them. Kong De didn't want to believe it at first, but after a close fight, he was actually injured in his hand, which made him no longer dare to fight with his body. Just from these few collisions, he realized that in terms of physical body alone, Qin Feng was stronger. If he still used his physical strength to confront Qin Feng head-on, he would be using the opponent's shortcomings to defeat the enemy's strong points. Worthy of being a God King body. Kong De shouted loudly. He had to admit that Qin Feng was physically stronger, which surprised him. You're pretty good too. Qin Feng also said that Kong De had a head-on collision with him with his physical body, but he was only slightly injured, which was not weaker than his Divine King body. However, such words were extremely harsh in Kong De's ears. He was hurt by Qin Feng. Qin Feng was obviously complimenting him, but he felt that he was insulting him. Behead you to clear the name of me, brother Kong Xian. Kong De shouted loudly, and an invisible force filled the air in front of him, and five-color divine light shot out into the sky, as if it was suppressing the void. Brush. Kong De stepped on the Suanbu and flew through the void at once. The Kong Xian clan has always been unparalleled in speed. In just the blink of an eye, he came to the sky above Qin Feng. In his palm, a peacock palm print transformed from 5 colors of divine light struck Qin Feng. Woo! There was a violent roar in the air, and the terrifying energy was released, with a power that shook the earth. If it hit an ordinary person at this moment, not even the bones and scum would be left. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 596. Qin Feng was not afraid. The light between his palms was also densely covered, and terrifying energy surged forward like a tide. Boom! The sky-turning seal collided with the 5-color divine light, and a thunder sounded in the void, followed by the violent swaying of the third level of the secret realm, and the terrible energy storm, which made the place full of wind and clouds. Many monks from the Flame Clan and the Ice Spirit Clan were all palpitating when they felt the movement coming from near the exit of the secret realm. Someone was approaching here. This was the first time that the two people collided with their moves, and the overflowing energy wave swept across all directions, causing the monks from the Kongshian clan and the 4 Suzakus on Peacock's back to all dodge backwards for fear of being affected by such energy. This was an extremely astonishing scene. The two people were surrounded by divine light that soared into the sky, extremely bright, as if they were densely covered with golden flames, making it impossible to look directly at them. It's hard to imagine how powerful the two men's bodies are. They exert such energy, and their power is terrifying. Boom! The moves changed again, and the 5-color divine light behind Kong De suddenly turned into a divine sword, as if it was slashing from the sky. The gorgeous sword light broke through the space and slashed towards Qin Feng's eyebrows. At this moment, between Qin Feng's palms, the two qi of yin and yang flowed, the lunar yin and the sun intertwined, turning into a Kunpeng divine shape that penetrated the sky. As the Earth Immortal Superior Martial Arts, Kunpeng's divine form almost stood at the apex of the world. Its wings waved side by side and slashed forward, destroying all obstacles. There was a deafening sound in the sky, and around the two people, countless boulders rose up in the air, like the waves crashing. Puff, puff, puff. Because the boulders and vegetation could not withstand the energy light radiated by the two men, they all collapsed in the void and turned into powder, with smoke floating all over the sky. What a terrifying power! The power displayed by this young monk is even more terrifying than when he fought against the Demon King in Yin Yang Valley. A group of big monsters were trembling with fear. They felt Qin Feng's abnormal body and were all amazed. Now, another human monk appears. His physical body is not inferior to Qin Feng in any way. It is really too unbelievable. Brush, brush, brush. Behind Kindi. One after another, the five-color divine light slashed forward like a divine sword. The energy light was like the Milky Way waving, and the power was really huge. In front of Qin Feng, one Kunpeng divine form flew out one after another. The black and gold markings were so real, intercepting Kongdi's five-color divine sword. This terrifying power is so immeasurable that many people believe that if their physical body is affected by such a storm, it will immediately collapse into nothingness. The five-color fairy light and Kunpeng divine form crisscrossed the sky and the earth, one after another dazzling golden light. It was really gorgeous. When everything calmed down, people were horrified to find that Kunpeng was beheaded between heaven and earth, and the five-color fairy sword was also broken in the void, and the two were equally divided. This scene was unacceptable to Kongdi. His black hair stood on end, but physically speaking, he was no match for Qin Feng. However, Qin Feng was still able to stop him with his magic skills, which made him so murderous that he could not accept such a result. The killing sword crosses the sky. Zhu Di shouted again. Behind him, 5 colors of divine light merged into one, forming a multicolored sword. The sword light shattered the sky and surged hundreds of meters away. Qin Feng is not afraid. He can dodge such a move in an instant. However, if he dodges, it will inevitably turn the location behind him, thousands of meters in radius, into ruins. In that case, it is likely to affect Zuk Binjioer and others in the distance, so he can't dodge and can only attack hard. The Immortal King's heaven-suppressing finger. At this moment, Qin Feng was neither happy nor worried. His divine power in the void would never be exhausted. He spread his 10 fingers together, and 10 finger lights appeared in mid-air. Under the blessing of the 9 forbiddens, each finger of light is extremely thick, blooming with vast light, pointing forward. The 10 finger lights merged into one, reaching the sky and moving the earth, intercepting Kongdi's killing sword. For a moment, the finger lights collided with the killing sword, and the dazzling light was dazzling, spreading out explosive divine power. The strong winds struck by the two of them even dispersed the clouds in the sky. The space on the third level of the small world became extremely unstable, spreading out black ripples one after another. This kind of power was enough to make people feel, it makes people feel heart palpitated. Finally, the finger light and the sword light collided in the void, their power colliding with each other, and disappeared into nothingness in mid-air. Qin Feng gasped for air. The killing sword struck by Zhu Di was indeed too terrifying. Even if he followed it, it would be a bit difficult. The same was true for Zhu Di. The force of the finger light's reflection made him very uncomfortable and consumed a lot of his energy. Boy, I admit that I underestimated you. At this moment, Kindi shouted softly, and a 5-color peacock appeared between his fingers. The peacock spread its wings, flowing out explosive energy, and swooped towards Qin Feng in an instant. The peacock handprint was filled with bright light, transforming into the ancestor of their clan, unstoppable. Whoosh! The peacock tore the world apart, brought its wings together, and surged with divine power, cutting through the void and causing the space to collapse inch by inch. Qin Feng was not panicked. The Shura vision appeared on his body, and the dragon talisman surrounded his body, giving him tremendous power. Between the palms of Qin Feng Shura's vision, a red light knife appeared, and the light knife suddenly passed through the void. Puff! Qin Feng's vision rose up from the sky and came to the top of the peacock. The red light blade in his hand cut it down instantly. This kind of power is too powerful to be feared. The light blade in Shura's hand slashed on the back of the peacock and dispersed it directly. Swish! Kongde was not discouraged when he saw that his attack failed. As he moved, a terrifying weapon appeared between his palms and fingers. This was a black sword, flowing with black light, engraved with endless runes, and spreading fierce murderous aura. This was actually a weapon of the lower level of Earth Immortals. It was the most terrifying weapon in the hands of the enemies Qin Feng had encountered since his debut. At this moment, Qin Feng was no longer arrogant. He waved his hand and took out his Six Paths Immortal Sword. As the Six Paths Immortal Sword appeared, a more crazy killing intent bloomed here for a while. As a top-level weapon of the Earth Immortal, at this moment, the Six Paths Immortal Sword had a knife-chanting sound. Qin Feng found that the Six Paths Immortal Sword in his hand seemed very excited. This was because he encountered the same magic weapon and resonated. Qin Feng had to admit that Kongde in front of him was worthy of being the son of the ancient Holy Land. The opponent was extremely powerful. Even if he faced him, he had to be extremely careful. You can be proud of being able to let me use weapons. Kongde's eyes were full of murderous aura. The weapon in his hand burst out with a terrifying force, making some great demon monks in the distance tremble involuntarily. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 597. This Tianji is a terrifying weapon, which shocked countless cultivators in the distant sky. It's Qin Feng. Countless cultivators of the Bingling clan were suspended in the air and appeared nearby. The movement here shocked them. As they approached, they immediately found a figure suspended in the air. It was Qin Feng who had landed in their territory not long ago, which shocked them all. At this moment, the power displayed by Qin Feng was stronger and more terrifying than the murderous intent when he was in their Bingling clan. Everyone knew why the clan leader was so cautious when facing Qin Feng. It was because of their clan leader's caution that their Bingling clan was spared from the fate of extermination. Can Mr. Qin stop such a terrifying weapon? Many cultivators of the Bingling clan were suspended in the air, looking at Qin Feng's opponent. All of them were terrified. They found that Kongde was not tall, but he burst out with crazy murderous intent. Such a body has wild demonic nature and pressures the world. Countless big monsters were also terrified. The aura emanating from Kongde was even more evil than that of these big monsters. The other party was obviously a human, so how could he have such a terrifying aura? This was incomprehensible to them. Qin Feng and a few others knew what was going on. The cultivators of the Kongxian clan practiced the secret method passed down by their ancestor Kongxian. Their ancestors were the Peacock clan, the legendary demon birds. Such an existence standing at the top of the world is naturally more oppressive than these big monsters with mottled blood. Swish. Qin Feng sacrificed his Six Paths Immortal Sword. The Six Paths Immortal Sword was held in his hand and flowed, with dazzling brilliance. As a top-grade immortal weapon, the Six Paths Immortal Sword has long evolved to an incomprehensible level. The quality of this weapon is even more outrageous than Kongde's Tianji. However, ordinary cultivators can only feel that these two weapons are very terrifying and have amazing runes, but they can't tell which one is stronger. Moreover, when they have reached such a realm, the subtle differences in weapons can be compensated by their own realm. Swish. Kongde shook his arms, and he chopped down with the heavenly spear in his hand in an instant. The amazing sharpness broke the space, which was terrifying. Qin Feng stood in the air, holding the Six Paths Immortal Sword in his hand, motionless as a pine tree. When the heavenly spear chopped down, he chopped forward. The red energy light filled the sky, spreading out energy fluctuations like a red dragon. The immortal sword versus the heavenly spear was like a needle against a wheat spike. Dang clang clang. A shocking metal tremor came, and the heavenly spear and the Six Paths Immortal Sword collided fiercely. The void could not withstand such a terrifying power and collapsed piece by piece. At this moment, in the second layer of the secret realm, countless cultivators and creatures looked at the air in horror. They found that a terrifying black hole suddenly appeared in the air, and there was an ocean-like energy fluctuation, which frightened the creatures, as if the end of the world was coming. Fortunately, at this time, the formation set up by Qingxian Sanren in the secret realm took effect. For a time, the formation was intertwined, and the gorgeous patterns stabilized the space, and finally the black hole in the sky disappeared. In the second level of the secret realm, many cultivators were stunned. They felt the waves that appeared and disappeared in an instant, and they were all surprised to the extreme. What's the situation? I heard that the cultivators of the Kongxian clan entered the third level of the secret realm. Did they encounter any trouble? Countless cultivators talked about it, but they all didn't know what happened. The third level was indeed not peaceful. The collision of the two Tianxiao, the void was distorted by the pressure of the immortal sword and the heavenly spear, and the harsh sound of metal collision made people's scalps numb. In the distant sky, some low-level demons even had tinnitus, bloodshot eyes, and collapsed to the ground. Dang, dang, dang. Qin Feng and Kong Di are not peerless geniuses. The two of them are invincible in the void. In an instant, the immortal sword and the sky spear collided, and a sharp cry was heard, deafening. The two people's footsteps were mysterious, from the ground to the sky, and from the sky to the vicinity of the mountains. The terrifying energy light caused the rocks to collapse, and the spreading momentum caused the vegetation to rise from the ground, a scene of destruction. In the distance, all the cultivators widened their eyes and felt incredible. Qin Feng, a human cultivator of the first level of Wuxiang, of course, could fight with the saint son of their clan in full swing, which was really unbelievable to them. You know, their saint son is almost invincible in Nanling, even if he fights at the same level, he has never lost. But now, after fighting with a young cultivator of the first level of Wuxiang for such a long time, he still can't take the opponent, which is beyond their cognition. Qin Feng is definitely a big problem. The Suzaku clan of the ancient Holy Land has really found a treasure. If we let him grow up, he will be a huge threat to our clan. The cultivators of the Kongxian clan in the ancient Holy Land were talking about it, with terrifying looks in their eyes. This boy is so young, but he can actually fight with their holy son to a white-hot point, which is beyond their expectations. Although Qin Feng is extraordinary, he can't be compared with our holy son. Yes, the holy son's realm is higher than his, and he will definitely crush him. The cultivators of the Kongxian clan were all encouraged in their hearts. They did not think that Qin Feng could cross the realm, kill the holy son, and complete the feat of going against the flow to defeat the immortals. You know, Qin Feng was not facing an ordinary vassal cultivator, but the holy son of the ancient Holy Land, a peerless genius among millions of people. Swish. Kong Di was getting more and more frightened as the battle went on. His arms were muscular, and he waved the heavenly spear to slash forward. The black spear fell in the air and swept towards Qin Feng. Qin Feng raised his sword to block, and the dazzling light was like a red dragon, also bearing its fangs and claws, rushing forward. Under the bombardment of the two, the Milky Way collided with the red dragon, and the extremely terrifying energy instantly shattered a mountain on the spot. In addition, there were also mountains around, shaking violently, countless rocks rolled down, and the rocks pierced the clouds. Kong Di of the Kongxian clan was very frightened in his heart. He felt very uncomfortable in the battle with Qin Feng. Qin Feng was clearly a whole realm lower than him, and he used all his strength to kill the enemy with a great realm, but he couldn't even defeat the opponent. This made him feel overwhelmed and unacceptable. According to common sense, he should have crushed the cultivator in front of him, but he was a saint's son, and he was a great realm enemy, and he couldn't defeat the opponent, which made him angry. At this moment, Kong Di's hair stood up, and the aura around him became more violent. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 598. Heavenly Spear slashes the 8 wastelands. After a long time of attacking without success, Zhu De was extremely horrified. His blood was boiling. This was the first terrifying battle he had encountered since his debut. With a light shout, he finally used his best trick, the secret method passed down by the ancestors of the Holy Land. Heavenly Spear slashes the 8 wastelands. According to rumors, the ancestors of the Holy Land of the Kongxian clan once used the Heavenly Spear to slash the strong men of the 8 wastelands and became famous in one battle. And this is the lower level martial arts of the earthly immortals that made him famous. Heavenly Spear slashes the 8 wastelands. Swish. At this moment, the Heavenly Spear in Kong Di's hand suddenly burst out with a sky-high momentum, and between his palms, it turned into a black dragon. At this time, Kong Di did not seem to be waving the Heavenly Spear, but more like waving his hand to hit a dragon. The black dragon turned into thousands of feet, as if it was going to tear the sky and earth apart, and came to suppress Qin Feng. Qin Feng was shocked. This kind of lower-level earthly immortal skills were very extraordinary and could rival his samurai swordsmanship. Tenyama. At this moment, Qin Feng did not dare to be arrogant. He used Tenyama immediately. In front of him, 2 Asura images appeared. They held light knives and used Tenyama to slash forward. 2 gorgeous sword beams appeared hundreds of meters away. They had the skills to slay dragons, and seemed to be about to slay the black dragon between heaven and earth in the void. The Asura image was unstoppable. The 2 heavenly knives collided with the dragon transformed by Brother Tien, and a divine power like a landslide and tsunami surged between the two. This collision, the energy wave that spread out, shook them all away. Boom! Qin Feng flew backwards, hundreds of meters away, and hit a mountain. It took him a long time to rush out from the gap and float in the air. The same happened to Kong Di. He was blown away by Qin Feng's vision and flew hundreds of meters away. He crashed into hundreds of giant trees before he stabilized his body. Countless cultivators and great monsters in the distant sky were shocked. Even the few remaining monster kings in the Yin-Yang Valley in the mountains were trembling with fear. Although they were also in the domain of the princes, they asked themselves that if they faced such power, they would be directly shattered on the spot. These 2 young men were all talented. Such divine power was earth-shattering and terrifying, far beyond their reach. I didn't expect that human cultivators in the outside world were so terrible. These 2 people are simply peerless warriors. If all cultivators in the outside world are like this, even if we really break out of the secret realm, I'm afraid we can only become prisoners and slaves. Countless monster kings and cultivators were terrified. After seeing the power of Qin Feng and Zhu Di, they felt that staying in this secret realm was much safer than the outside world. This time, the attack was evenly matched. Qin Feng also used his true fire. His strength under the blessing of the 9 forbiddens was almost 100 times the energy superposition. He was still unable to defeat Kong Di, which was beyond his expectation. The Holy Son of the ancient Holy Land was indeed extraordinary. This made him feel like he was fighting with Zhu Qishan of the Vermilion Bird Holy Land at that time. The immortal sword is very good. It's just right for me to take it as a trophy. Zhu Di flew up into the air again. He came to the sky above Qin Feng in an instant. There was a cold lightning in his eyes. Do you think you can kill me? Qin Feng also flew up into the air. He shouted loudly and fought with Kong Di again. The Pangu bloodline of the holy power could only tie with the holy son of the ancient Holy Land. This made Qin Feng realize the embarrassment of his inferior cultivation. He believed that if he was at the same level as the other party, he could easily crush the other party. Moreover, in this battle, he repeatedly triggered the divine ban, wanting to stand in a more terrifying field and kill Kong Di. But unfortunately, he could not stand in such a terrifying field even though he repeatedly triggered the divine ban this time. If it weren't for the terrifying armor on you that resisted the power of my Tianji, you would have been killed by me long ago. Kong Di was naturally indignant. He shouted again and slashed forward with Tianji in his hand. The armor on Qin Feng's body was really extraordinary. Every time the overflowing energy storm broke through Qin Feng's body protection, it would be blocked by the armor on his body and disappeared into thin air. Of course, Kong Di was the same. He also had an extremely terrifying armor on his body to protect his own immortality. Otherwise, he would also have scars in the collision. 8 Wastelands attack. At this moment, Kong Di shouted again, and Tianji turned into a black dragon again, and 8 paths were separated at this moment. The 8 heavenly spears all possessed the same terrifying energy as before. The black dragon pierced through the void, and the terrifying energy swept across the sky, causing the third layer of the secret realm to instantly become dark, with endless wind and clouds rolling up. 4 Elephant Rune Formation. At this moment, Qin Feng did not dare to be arrogant. Behind him, the God King Vision and the Shura Vision appeared again. At the same time, there were 4 divine beasts, spreading around him, with divine light flowing all over the sky. The various visions flew up to the sky and rushed towards the 8 black dragons in the sky. The 4 Elephant Rune and the Shura and God King visions collided with the black dragon. All of this, the visions and the dragons, seemed to have become real. Those visions were surrounded by divine power, slashing in the air, like the demon gods who were subduing dragons, with their might standing tall and blooming with endless light. Boom, boom, boom. The sky was shaking, as if it remembered Thor's hammer. A violent roar sounded in the clouds. The Azura Vision and the God King Vision, the 4 runes, finally destroyed the 7 black dragons. There was also a black dragon, swooping down and rushing towards Qin Feng. The situation was critical. At this moment, this black sky became the only one between heaven and earth, carrying thousands of black rays, pressing down, causing the earth to sink. Dang! At this moment, Qin Feng's body was full of light, his eyes were surprisingly bright, and his fiery eyes broke through the void. In Qin Feng's palm, the moon and the sun intertwined, and the Kunpeng spirit appeared in an instant under the blessing of the 9 forbiddens, and was hit into the sky by him. Kunpeng soared into the sky and collided with the black dragon. Its incarnation was 1,000 meters long, soaring up, with a pair of cold claws, like a fairy sword slashing and clanging. The black dragon, Kunpeng blessed by the 9 forbidden, was torn into pieces in the void, and endless violent energy rushed in all directions. Dang! Tianji directly recovered from Tianlong to its original form, and inserted diagonally from the void on the ground, shocking everyone. Cut! Kong Di did not believe in evil, pushed the sword, and Tianji returned to his palm. He waved Tianji again and hit Qin Feng, and the GE light illuminated the world. At this moment, he was very urgent. This Tianji had unimaginable power, and the consumption was also huge, which made him a little overwhelmed. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 599. Damn, this guy is so difficult to deal with. Qin Feng was also frightened. Kong Di really exceeded his expectations. The opponent's divine power could actually be on par with him. It was outrageous. Dang! Qin Feng directly swung the 6 heavenly swords and blasted forward. At this moment, the immortal sword collided with the opponent's heavenly spear, surging with 10,000 pounds of divine power. Finally, Zhu De couldn't bear it. He was immediately blown away by the recoil of divine power. In mid-air, a trace of blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. It was obvious that he was almost exhausted. And Qin Feng was also shocked back dozens of meters away, but although his blood and qi rolled, he was not injured. The Holy Sun is actually injured. The other party actually suppressed our Holy Sun. The Kongshian clan, the cultivators who came here were all shocked. Their feelings were beyond words. The Holy Sun, who had always been terrible and powerful, actually met a great enemy in this life. The opponent's physique is not weaker than the Saint's Sun, and his magic is not weaker than the Saint's Sun, and it looks even stronger. Hey, little bird, are you convinced? Qin Feng took a breath, and the energy light gathered around him, suspended around him, and seeped into his body. Zhu Di was the same, with endless life essence gathering around his body, which also made up for his own shortcomings. When Zhu Di heard Qin Feng calling the little bird, his nose almost got crooked with anger, although his vision was a peacock like the ancestor. However, he was a real human being, and this hateful boy in front of him actually called him a little bird, which really made him furious. Looking for death. Kong Di was furious. He let out a long whistle, waving the Tianji with his long hair flying, and rushed again. At this moment, Qin Feng's mouth showed a smile. He stepped on the Nixian step and dodged in an instant. He shuttled through the void at a speed, leaving only a residual image in the original place, which was cut by Kong Di's immortal spear and dispersed with the wind. Hit. At this moment, a cultivator of the Kongshian clan was overjoyed. He saw that the figure dispersed with the wind and thought that his Saint Son had succeeded. However, at this moment, everyone found that Qin Feng was not hit, but appeared behind their Saint Son, and the Xiaozhong immortal sword burst into dazzling brilliance. Swish! Kong Di immediately turned around and danced with the tianj in his hand into the sky. He naturally knew that what he had just cut was only the residual image of Qin Feng. His reaction was not slow. The tianj drew an arc and collided with Qin Feng's 6 immortal swords. Endless sparks intertwined with lightning. The collision between the two made the earth collapse, smoke and dust rushed into the sky, and the ground was hit by the two people to create a deep pit of hundreds of meters. Damn, is this still a human? The kid is so cunning, like a loach. The monk who had misjudged him just now said in surprise. The first collision between the two on the ground caused such an impact. You can imagine how heavy the divine power between them is. Peacock vision. After fighting to this level, Kong Di was already very tired, but he knew that the opponent must have suffered huge losses. At this time, he used his maximum strength to consume the opponent's divine power. After a while, when both of them were exhausted, the monks he brought behind him could kill Qin Feng on the spot. After all, they were numerous. At this time, the peacock vision appeared between heaven and earth, and the vision merged with Kong Di, blooming with dazzling light. This is Kong Di's vision ability. Usually when he uses this image ability, it means that he is fighting for his life. As the peacock vision merged with Kong Di, the great demon monks in the distant sky all felt a burst of frightening breath. This vision can cause strength blessing. Kong Di would not use it unless it was a life or death situation. One can imagine how much Kong Di was forced to by Qin Feng at this moment. What a terrifying demon bird. Qin Feng had to admit that Kong Di at this moment, with the appearance of the vision, the pressure exuded by him was very terrifying. Swish! 5 divine lights flew out from the gorgeous feathers of Kong Di's vision and rushed towards Qin Feng. It is rumored that the 5-color divine light of their ancestor Kong Xian can sweep away all things. Of course, Kong Di could not have such a great power. However, the 5 divine lights still have terrifying energy waves, as if they were imprisoned in space, which made Qin Feng palpitate. Qin Feng can let me use the vision, you are already proud enough. At this moment, Kong Di merged with the vision, blooming with infinite magic power, making the big monsters and monks in the distance tremble and want to kneel down. Why do I remember such words? You seem to have said it just now. Qin Feng sneered, and he squinted at the other party. The other party's demon bird peacock vision, as one of the most powerful visions in the world, exudes supreme pressure. However, Qin Feng was still fearless. Things had come to this point, and it was time to decide the winner with one blow. Six-way reincarnation. At this moment, Qin Feng spoke word by word, and his voice spread out, like the king of hell descending to the world. The cultivators of the Kongxian clan and the nearby big monsters could not bear it and crawled on the ground. At this moment, Qin Feng was shrouded in the Shura vision, his body was covered with red scales, and then huge and ferocious bone spurs appeared one after another, and the sound of the heavens chanting sounded in the air. What's the situation? What happened? At that moment, all the cultivators of the Kongxian clan were stunned. Qin Feng's figure, like the coming of the devil, was reflected in their eyes, which was simply incomprehensible. This was an extremely terrifying scene, which actually made the heaven and earth resonate, and the sound of cicadas singing sacrifices rang out. This really shocked them and made them unable to understand. What kind of vision is this, Mr. Qin? It's so terrible. It's like the Holy Emperor has come to the world. Bing Yuer and Bing Yaya, their eyes bloomed with strange colors. The vision released by Qin Feng had an extremely terrifying pressure, which made them all feel incredible. In fact, Zuck and Yeching Cheng didn't know much. They only knew that Qin Feng had a very terrifying swordsmanship, but they didn't expect that the opponent's swordsmanship would have such a magical power. In fact, this was discovered by Qin Feng not long ago. He found that using the Six Paths Immortal Sword to perform the swordsmanship of cutting the reincarnation, when using the Shura vision, there would be a special and inexplicable power. Such mysterious power, blessed on him, makes him feel like he is in the Forbidden Realm, with hundreds of times the power of combat power. However, the only drawback of such a move is that it consumes too much true energy, and there are side effects. After using it once, it cannot be used a second time for a whole day. Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbspeed -01, container, tabula below article thumbnail -300x250, placement, below article thumbnail -300x250, target. Type, mix. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 600. As the sound of Qin Feng's 6 reincarnations resounded through the sky, the 6 immortal swords and the reincarnation swordsmanship formed the 6 reincarnations, and a terrifying light curtain appeared. Behind Qin Feng, 6 black holes appeared. One of the black holes became extremely real, and Qin Feng slashed forward with a sword. The real black hole also suppressed forward with Qin Feng's swordsmanship, bursting with amazing power. Swish. At this moment, even Kong Di was shocked. He waved the Tianji in his hand to slash at Qin Feng's 6 reincarnations. However, the sharp edge of Tianji was instantly swallowed by the black hole of the 6 reincarnations. Moreover, the black hole continued to suppress forward, as if it would not stop until Kong Di was suppressed. At this moment, Kong Di was completely stunned. He stepped on the Xian step, holding the Tianji, and disappeared from the spot in an instant. However, Qin Feng's 6 reincarnations locked his figure, and he could not escape even if he merged with the vision. When Kong Di's figure appeared again, a black hole of 6 reincarnations appeared behind him. This scene made Zhu Di terrified. He felt the terrifying threat behind him and no longer had the conceited look before. Because the black hole made him feel the coming of death. Even if he was as powerful as the ancient saint, he could not remain calm in the face of life and death. In the distance, the cultivators of the Kongxian clan were all shocked. This was the first time they saw their own saint running away when they crushed the enemy with a great realm. Hurry up and save the saint. Go. At this moment, many cultivators of the Kongxian clan were all terrified. They knew that they must not let the saint die in front of them. Otherwise, it would be a huge loss for their Kongxian clan. You know, when the saint grows up in the future, he will be able to protect their Kongxian clan and prosper for tens of thousands of years. The energy resources consumed to cultivate such a saint's son are unimaginable. If Kong Di died here, the strength of their Kongxian clan would be damaged. Swish, swish. Many cultivators of the Kongxian clan flew into the air and chased after the Saint Sun. At the same time, several people gathered around Qin Feng. They knew that Qin Feng was the energy source of the black hole. As long as they could kill Qin Feng, they would be able to solve the crisis of their Saint Sun. But unfortunately, they thought too much. Qin Feng stepped on the reverse immortal step and rushed out at once, making these people's wishes come to nothing. The next moment, the black hole spread out a heart-pounding breath, and directly swallowed Kong Di and the two cultivators of the Kongxian clan together. In an instant, the black hole disappeared in the air, and a diamond scratch card appeared in its place, which made Qin Feng know that Kong Di really disappeared. Qin Feng stepped on the ground, and he wanted to retreat to the back in an instant, and he didn't care to pick up the scratch card. At the same time, Zuck and others also saw that Qin Feng was exhausted. They urged the peacock to penetrate Qin Feng as soon as possible. Finally, Qin Feng joined Zuck and others. He sat on the back of the peacock, gasping for breath, and swallowed several pills at the same time. Holy Sun! Ah, I will kill you! At this moment, all the cultivators of the Kongxian clan were stunned. The holy son of their clan was completely killed, leaving nothing except the Tianj. And the war servant who took care of Kong Nian, Kong Di, and others was even more angry. His cultivation was at the third level of the princes. Although he could not compare with the holy son Kong Di, it was enough to kill Qin Feng, who was exhausted at this time. Kill, kill. At this moment, all the cultivators of the Kongxian clan were crazy. They rushed towards Qin Feng with weapons and magic weapons in their hands, wanting to kill Qin Feng and avenge their holy son. Let's go, leave here first. Ye Qingchen made a prompt decision. The other party had a large number of people and had the existence of the vassal domain. If they continued to fight, they would definitely suffer. The other three nodded, and even Qin Feng, who was sitting on the back of the peacock, did not refuse. This was enough to show how severe the sequelae were. Under the extremely fast leadership of the peacock, Qin Feng and his team fled to the distance. Where to run? Can you run away? The cultivators of the Kongxian clan were completely furious. They penetrated the void and chased Qin Feng and his team. As descendants of the Kongxian clan, they had extremely fast speeds. Although the peacock almost got rid of them several times, they were still caught up by them in the end. Go to Yin-Yang Valley. Finally, Qin Feng gave an order to the peacock. The Yin-Yang Valley was full of spiritual energy. Perhaps appearing there would replenish the body's needs in the first place. By then, when Qin Feng recovered, he would be able to offset the discomfort caused by the 6 reincarnations. Peacock received the order, and for a moment, he burned the delay around his body and flew towards Yin-Yang Valley. In the distance, countless cultivators who were paying attention to the actions here all took a breath, and in Yin-Yang Valley, some surviving demon kings and big demons were even more frightened when they saw the figure of Peacock rushing over. They flew into the air at the first time, abandoned their nests, and fled far away. They had long been frightened by Qin Feng's power. At this moment, seeing Qin Feng's mount swooping down, and dozens of powerful cultivators following behind him, they all dared not to confront him. Soon, Qin Feng and his companions arrived in the heart of Yin-Yang Valley. He resisted the discomfort and flew directly into the air and came to the vicinity of the formation hub. Then, the cultivators of the Kongxian clan and the old man of the third level of the feudal lords also came here. Hiss! Qin Feng took a deep breath, and endless yin and yang energy poured into her mouth and nose in an instant, replenishing her body's needs. There is a large amount of yin and yang energy here. If ordinary cultivators slowly absorb and refine it, it will be of great benefit to them. The body of an ordinary cultivator cannot withstand such strong absorption by Qin Feng. However, Qin Feng did not have such concerns. His Kunpeng divine form was transformed from the moon and the sun. And the yin and yang energy here can be refined by his moon and the sun. Kill. Seeing Qin Feng and his men standing still, the cultivators of the Kongxian clan swooped down on Qin Feng and his men. The strong man of the third level of the feudal lords even transformed a peacock in his palm and killed Qin Feng, with extreme fear. Dang! At this moment, Ye Qingqing's figure suddenly disappeared from the void, and then her body strangely appeared beside the old ancestor of the third heaven of the princes, and the immortal sword in her hand stabbed at the other's throat. This gap was chosen just right, and it was wonderful, but the spiritual perception of the cultivator of the third heaven was amazing. In an instant, he sensed the crisis behind him, so his palms and fingers were like knives, and he changed his moves and slashed at Ye Qingcheng in an instant. Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbs feed -01, container, tabula below article thumbnail -300x250, placement, below article thumbnail -300x250, target. Type, mix.